I think he's like a softie. I like to call him the beast from Beauty and the Beast.
I think that I'm taking a lot of knowledge and getting into alpha.
If you go to the YouTube comments, they've only written over there कि अभी picture में और बाकी क्या दिखाना. They've only said this.
I remember watching Bahubali 3 times in the theatre. Whoever wants to watch whichever genre, it's available for you. It's a holiday for our country.
I'm very proud of the film, irrespective of what happens on the big clash of 15th August. I'm very proud of it. At one point, Sharvari jumped up. She was sitting next to me. She jumped up. She said, "I love this. I love this. I love it. I love this."
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us the team of Vedaa, Abhishek Banerjee, Sharvari and director Nikkhil Advani. Welcome to Pinkvilla guys. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you,
brother.
Nikhil sir, my first question is to you. After Butler House, you have made shows on the digital platform. What is it in Vedaa that, made you pick this as your first story to say on the big screen?
I think it has a see, the thing is that after Batla House, which was COVID, and after that there was COVID and there was lockdown, and I kept thinking about this whole idea of, we got obsessed with this South film versus North film and pan India film and whatever and all that kind of stuff. And I think that what they do, what my colleagues from the South do, they do very well. And I think we get distracted by the scale and the drama and the so-called confidence with which they go out there, right? But at the heart of it, there's a very emotional story.
Yeah.
We forget the emotional story. And I was looking, and I said that this Vedaa is a story which is extremely emotional. It's highly, at its core, it's a very emotional story. It's a story of this girl, and it's her need to get justice, whatever happens, right? And the more I was reading about these kind of atrocities that happen in this country, and I was saying, yaar, is pe kyun nahi bana rahe? Why are we not making this film? You know me, Himesh. I've always been drawn to something that is, my inspirations always come from real stories, whether they are articles, whether they are books, whether they are, blogs, etc., etc. So I said, why are we not making something like that? My daughter, who's at that time quite pretty, 4 years ago, was in her school was obsessed with Black Lives Matter, right? Hashtag Black Lives Matter was going on everywhere. And I said, but Dalit lives also matter. And she had no idea. She had no idea. The concept of being a minority caste, she had no idea, living in this city, which is tough, which I think is something that we should not overlook. So I looked and looked and looked, and I'm very grateful that John said, let's make this. Let's make this. Because I think what Asim managed to do is create the world of Vedaa and create the world of Vedaa within the action genre, right? And so I said, yeah, okay, now's the time to tell the story.
Wow. And then you went ahead and created this entire world with action, drama, emotion, sab kuch. Taking a...
Abhi, Himesh, you are watching the film tomorrow, you have to tell me whether that has been successful or not. But I think that, I think that I'm very proud of the film, irrespective of what happens on the big clash of 15th August. I'm very proud of this.
And Sharvari, you have done 4 films, 3 for theatres and 1 for the digital world. And this is your foray into action. You are doing Vedaa, and then there is Alpha, both in the action space. Is it a genre which excites you?
I think it's a very thrilling genre,
purely
as an audience as well. I love commercial films. I'm one of those, cinema kids who goes to the theatres and loves to clap, loves to whistle. I remember watching Bahubali 3 times in the theatre because I was in that world. I enjoyed every bit of that film, and so I feel like that's something that we bring with Vedaa. It's a full commercial film which has a very beautiful story at heart. Yes, it is my first action film, and to have someone like John be my mentor in the film and also outside the film, because you know he is our action superstar. I don't think that there is anybody who does action better than John. So to be able to learn from John, I think that I'm taking a lot of knowledge and getting into Alpha, because you know I've done and seen John perform action in front of me, and there are some incredible action set pieces that have been directed. So I think that even as a bystander, for me, I was looking at John perform every day, and I was trying to note what happens. In fact, I met him after our film got over and before I started Alpha, just so that I go to him and be like, okay, now give me the tricks of the trade. And there's one thing that he's still not answering, which I will get from him.
Oh. Maybe after the release.
There's one particular expression that he has, you know, where he moves his entire face when there's firing happening, and I keep telling him, John, how do you do it? John, tell me what's the trick to it, and he's still not given that to me, so I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna get that from him.
I think after the release is when he'll tell you the trick for that.
Yeah, he's super kicked about Alpha. He's put a lot of pressure on me. He's like my real life mentor.
Yeah.
He has told me you have to be outstanding.
Yes,
So
and
I have to stand up to what John expects from me.
I'm sure you will. So yeah. And Abhishek, you know, action is a very tough genre, and usme you are playing the villain in this story. And ऐसा हमेशा कहा गया है that villain in villain's character, the angst come from here, not the power. It's always the face. How is it for you to be the villain opposite John, who is like the Hulk? Like Nikkhil Advani has always called him the Hulk, and cut to you who are right now.
I did not call him Hulk.
Called him Hulk. You agreed to that when you were
I think he's like a softie. I like to call him the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Right? So he's like that, but please.
Yeah.
But he's Beauty and the Beast.
He's both.
He's both.
And he is the Beast. Yeah, you're right.
Ek hi body mein.
So how is it for you to play the villain against someone who is like John and Sharvari?
Yeah, a lot of fun, yeah. That's what I would say. Like, you always need strong heroes like Vedaa and Abhimanyu to be a stronger villain.
Yeah.
So I think I had a great time. Yeah. And now, I mean, it all depends like how you see me as the antagonist, whether you think I was rightly cast or not. Both you and the audience will decide. But if you ask me personally, I just had a lot of fun. That's it.
Correct. But how is it to put up the how do I say, intensity when you are doing a film like Vedaa, which is based against such a hard-hitting subject where you come from a certain ideology in the film. So how is it to get into that zone?
Newspapers, I think, and any kind of news which we read in our day-to-day life, and if you're a little socially aware, then I think the intensity and the gist for fighting the injustice any which way should come in all of us civilians. If we are not angry reading those articles or reading these stories, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
So I think any basic Indian who was like living in this country, we should be aware कि ये चल रहा है, ये problem चल रही है, and this is the first time our Hindi film industry is coming up with a story which is based on caste politics.
Yeah.
ये आज तक हुआ नहीं है, and I'm very surprised actually that ये क्यों नहीं हुआ है. I mean, of course, we have had films, but those are usually termed as artsy films or parallel cinema and stuff like that, और उसको moral films कहा जाता है. But quintessential audience के लिए बनाई हुई film ये पहली है, and I feel quite late because it's been many years since we have been making cinema. So why we have not tapped this subject, I'm also surprised. But I'm glad that it's finally happening, and I'm a part of it. Yeah. Such films you want to be a part of it. Yeah. So I think, I'm very happy.
I just want to qualify a little. I think that about what Abhishek, I think it's when you're making a film like Vedaa, I mean, of course, action is very important. Of course, the locations are very important. Of course, everything, the production is very important. How do we get to that level of scale? Because everything today, Himesh, you know very well, we follow this thing. Everything is about theatrical and cinema and whatever, right? So how do we get that tent pole kind of tag to say, okay, this film deserves to be, in 1,500 to 2,000 screens, to whatever it is, right? But the idea is that when you are discussing the subject of Vedaa, what do you really believe in? What do you feel? Do you feel that this film should be made. And I think everybody who basically you talked to worked on Vedaa believed that very, very strongly. While Sharvari's character and John's character are on the right side of justice, you know, I think it's very tough. Was very tough for because Abhishek and I speak so much and we talk so much and we discuss so much. He doesn't believe most of the lines that he's saying in the film. He doesn't really believe it. For him to actually put himself in the shoes of Jitendra Pratap Singh, you know, Pradhan, and say ki, you know, this is what is meant to be, and it was how it was meant to be, and this is what God has chosen it to be. Very tough. And to make it believable. Very, very tough. Especially for somebody like him who comes from this world view and, you know, theatre, and I mean, these are the guys who, you know, you can make out, you know, what they, so it's very, very tough to, and he's so convincing. Yeah. You know, and to answer your question about this, right, action on this image, Tommy Montana, Scarface, it's this.
It's always,
Godfather is this. Jack Nicholson from Shining is this. Right? And they don't have some, you know, they are not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
True. But you know, another factor which I want to know from you is the fact that I've been told there's a lot that Vedaa has to offer. And you have shown literally nothing in the trailer.
Oh, really? Okay.
As a director, you know, in the times when people open their film up in the trailer, how do you manage to cut it?
I always got only complaints. If you go onto my YouTube comments, if you go to the YouTube comments, they've only written over there कि अभी picture में और बाकी क्या दिखाना.
Okay.
You know, they've only said this. Okay. Actually, they've only said अभी picture में क्या है दिखाना, right? Basically, here is a guy basically who believes in yada yada hi dharmasya. Every time something is evil, I will be born. Here is a guy who's got court-martialed. Here is a girl who's questioning the validity of her birth and saying that why is मतलब दलित माने क्यों दलित माने क्यों पैर का तलवा, right? And you have a guy who basically saying कि boss, I am not making this up. ये सृष्टि का विधान है. Right? So I'm so surprised you're saying this.
Maybe because people have told me कि film में और बहुत कुछ है. That's why I'm
excited. You must tell us Pinkvilla because film में बहुत कुछ है.
बहुत कुछ. I'm very glad there's a film में बहुत कुछ है. But first of all, I was stunned by the trailer when Z showed it to me. I was like, you know, are we showing too much? Are we showing so much? Why are we doing this thing kind of thing, right? And the only thing that my contribution to the trailer is that I wanted to end the trailer with मैं लड़के हारूंगी, मतलब मैं that हार भले हो मैं लड़के हारूंगी. That was the only thing I wanted to have this because I feel that that's the core of the film. That's the core of the film. That if you've not chosen to fight, you already lost.
True. Basically, there are no regrets if you lose after playing the game. That's the rule.
So but you should go through the YouTube comments. I was मतलब इतने लोग they were scathing. और क्या है?
Okay, I have not seen the comments, so yeah. Sharvari and Abhishek, as actors, what kind of films excite you the most? Actor and audience, actually, let's.
Actor and audience.
Yeah.
I think that for me, it's comedy. I would say rom-com and comedy, but that's because I really enjoy the genre as an audience, and I also really enjoy I really enjoy playing comedy, and I really enjoy being a part of a comedy film. It's just something that I feel I really enjoy. Also because I feel like it's I guess I've grown up watching a lot of comedy, so I think वो जो बचपन से आप देखते हो with like your family and this thing, I think it's just something that you get attached to.
Yeah. So hopefully a comedy soon.
A rom-com, hopefully. Rom-com.
Okay. And Abhishek, for you?
I think I love drama, man. I am a big sucker for drama, thrillers, even romantic dramas. I mean, wherever I see humans behaving in a certain way where I'm surprised, when I'm like, वो चाहे अच्छे में हो या बुरे में हो, I'm like, ये कोई कैसे कर सकता है? अगर मेरे अंदर से ये सवाल आ गया, so I think I love that story. you know.
Yeah, drama is actually.
Yeah, every time you're like, yeah, how is this person doing this? Or why is this? And you really, as an audience, when you're watching it, you really want answers of the character's belief system. I think those films or those characters have always stayed with me. Yeah.
And this is a common question for all three of you. There's so much being discussed about the three-way clash. I think it is happening for the first time since 2008. What's your 16 years?
16 years.
Yeah.
My God.
What's your take?
I want to know what is your take.
Yeah, I was just going to
Himesh,
say.
you are the you are
what's
the
your
expert.
take?
You should
You
tell
are the
us.
expert that we all listen to. You are the expert that we go. Oh, Himesh has said something, right? So I want to know what is your take, because I want you to educate the uneducated about about the clash.
There are two ways to look at it. Number one, 15th August को 3 फिल्में आ रही हैं and उसके एक महीने तक there are no releases. So the first way to look at is that ये clash नहीं होता तो there would have been frequent flow of release for 1 month जो अभी empty है. And the second way to look at it is that 3 फिल्म आ रही है एक साथ, जो अच्छी है उसको 1 महीने का रन मिल जाएगा and it will make up for the जो भी clash से business का impact होगा, it will make up for it in the longer run. So there are two ways of looking at it, I think, because second weekend maybe there's a holiday, Janmashtami, so that's what I.
तीनों भी चल सकती है ना
मतलब वही जो भी तीनों भी चल सकती है. So it's basically about the content eventually.
Yeah, it's like how in OTT people have choices. This is the first time when theaters will have choices, na?
Yeah.
So audience will be interested in going to the theaters. I feel like that. मतलब पता नहीं मैं शायद ज़्यादा brightly देख रहा हूँ.
Releasing on the same day.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for him. वो तो win-win ही है.
Yeah.
Box office collection for Abhishek Banerjee is going to be off the roof.
Yeah.
Obama said that the best thing about what was his the one thing he would do all the time. He said, I would surround myself with more intelligent people.
Best day.
Right? Bhumika from Z is one of those more intelligent people. She came to me and she said, there is no better day for Vedaa than the 15th of August. At that time, Pushpa was releasing.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, Pushpa's releasing, boss. She said, trust me, on that date we will still work.
Okay.
So I don't question. When my DOP tells me that this is the time that I want Sharvari to come to take this shot, I don't question. I tell Sharvari, sleep early, we have to take the shot.
Yeah.
Right? I think that there are people who are in the industry whose job is to make sure that the investment that they have made, that the studio has made, is going to be secure.
Yeah.
Right? I don't question that.
No, Bhumika's judgment even I trust. I know her very well, so yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, because you know her very well. Himesh, who is that you don't know?
There are a lot of people whom I don't know. We are sitting here and I don't know a lot of people. and Sharvari, for you?
Yes. You mean
But
the
everybody
clash?
knows you. But everybody knows you.
Everybody knows you. So no, I mean, keeping it very simple, I've always loved watching films, and I have been I love the medium. I love the experience of going with my friends or my family, or even alone sometimes. I go and watch films because I enjoy that. I enjoy being in a theatre and being transported to another world. And I feel that in India, we love movies. You know, so I feel like कि किसी भी चीज़ की 15th August को कमी बिल्कुल नहीं है. Whoever wants to watch whichever genre, it's available for you. It's a holiday for our country, and I really hope that people go to the theatres and they enjoy whichever film they want to, and enjoy all films, to be honest. So just as a movie lover, I would say that I hope that we were able to just create an incredible opening day, as they say. There are 3 films coming. I hope all films do incredible.
And one last question. Nikkhil sir, what next for you as a director after Vedaa?
Freedom at Midnight. Freedom at Midnight.
Yeah,
The promo is already, the teaser, the drop 1 has already come. Drop 2 will now come. I can't elaborate too much on it, but Freedom at Midnight, do the math, it'll come, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I was actually shooting almost before, while my team was doing the post-production, which are incredible. They're an incredible group of young boys, Manu and Kushal and my sound designer Manoj Sikka, we saw the film yesterday. At one point, Sharvari jumped up. She was sitting next to me. She jumped up. She said, "I love this. I love this. I love it. I love this." You know. So yeah. So she's seen the film quite a lot of times, but she never. Yesterday we saw the final product. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite. So Freedom at Midnight is the next one.
And then a dancing film with Sharvari and a romantic film with me. Wow. Yeah.
He's like, and then a musical film with me
Yeah.
and a romantic film with.
Oh, romantic with them.
I think I want to do anything with both of them.
Yeah.
Not together, but yeah.
Alag. Correct. And
Together also maybe. Why not?
Yeah. And Sharvari, you have Alpha.
नहीं यार मुझे विलेन नहीं करना है मैं अभिषेक बनर्जी के साथ विलेन पिक्चर नहीं करूँगा
Hero picture abhi.
Of course.
Yeah. And Sharvari, for you, anything except Alpha that you are working on?
No, I'm currently only working on Alpha, and hopefully I'll be able to give you more answers after Vedaa releases.
Suddenly it's become quiet.
It's like Big Boss.
We can't hear you. Whenever you sing Alpha, it's
There's no
mute.
sound anymore.
Say Alpha again. Oh, see, we can't hear.
This is Big Boss house. And Abhishek?
Yeah.
For you, what's your
Next?
Yeah.
Next is, I think, Section 84 with Mr. Bachchan. Ribu Das Gupta has directed that. Then Hisab, Vipul Shah is directing that. And then Rana Naidu 2 and Stolen.
So you are packed for 1 year with 4.
Yeah, hopefully.
Perfect. On that note, thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to all of you and wish you all the best for Vedaa. Looking forward to seeing it soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.